Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. If you haven't already, please take a second
just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell,
just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So let's get straight to it.
These people are selling water that we think it's purified, coming from the toilet in a tuck shop.
What the hell is this thing? What the hell is this fucking thing? What the hell is this? That
Purified, so-called purified, coming from the toilet. Oh, I have. Oh, this one, Nazareth. Oh, this thing is going. Oh, Jesus. These people. This is the water that they are selling for the people in the name of purified water. And they are selling to the communities. Our communities are just eating or drinking water that is coming from the toilet. These people.
Yo, shout outs to Nightmare Fuel. Bro, could you imagine going to the store, spending your hard-earned cash, what you thought was purified water, only to find out it came from the toilet? And the toilet wasn't even clean. Yo, double nasty, extra creepy, all the above.
Well, breaking news, y'all. Looks like they're finally going to finish it up this week. They're going to finish passing it in its totality. Of course they are. Because we have been so successful here in shifting the political climate. We have made people aware of their misdeeds and their lies and their schemes and their plots. And so, as the other American platforms have already said that they are going to not allow any political speech this year, I want to make sure that they silence us altogether. You know, when Jesus is talking to evil men, Jesus says this in John 8:44. He says, "You are of your father the devil, and your will is to do your father's desire. He was a murderer from the beginning. He does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies." And this is all an attempt to stop truth from being spread and to continue to propagate lies. So we know who the author of this is. They are trying to crush our communities where we openly expose the truth.
So I'm gonna upload some, I'm gonna cry, sorry. She robbed me of everything, and if I die of colon cancer, it's on her. J. Lulu's team has officially hired bots because my main account is banned where all of my Diddy blind items.
Is Jennifer Lopez responsible for Kyle Marissa Roth passing away? Because a lot of people are alleging that it's her fault. Now, if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, Kyle's account got banned, and there was a lot of speculation on why that happened. But according to this Forbes article, Jennifer Lopez was the reason why Kyle Marissa Roth's account got banned.
When I was in her live stream the other day, she was actually talking about the fact that this time when her account got banned, it was a lot different because usually they'll let you retrieve your stuff and save your work and get your contacts, and that she had so many messages and some important information in the messages from sources on this account, and that this time it was weird because they didn't let her retrieve any of that information. It was just all gone.
Fans are still reeling after the tragic news broke on April 15th, 2024 about the passing of Kyle Marissa Roth, beloved TikToker and celebrity gossip creator, famous for her signature catchphrase, "You want more? I'll give you more." Although the cause of her death remains shrouded in mystery, fans fans have taken to social media to speculate on a theory involving J-Lo potentially playing a role in her demise. It's true that Kyle frequently dished out gossip tidbits about J-Lo, especially over the last few months since J-Lo's relationship with Diddy has become a hot topic. Kyle Marissa also recently publicly revealed that her income took a hit when J-Lo shut down her content. In fact, Kyle openly accused J-Lo's narcissism as being the driving force behind the downfall of her small business, claiming she was even unable to download or save content because of it. It's been reported that Kyle was facing a battle with colon cancer around the time her TikTok page got shut down, and the ban reportedly came after she used copyrighted footage in a video where she critiqued J-Lo. Unfortunately, this setback left her without the means to cover the costs of her treatment. So could it be that J-Lo's actions really contributed to the tragic passing of Kyle Marissa Roth? And what exactly did Kyle Marissa spill about J-Lo and Diddy before she died? Let's break it down.
Her sister said they don't know what happened yet and that it happened last week. Her mom said that they will understand more in the next few days. It seems like her family does want to keep everybody in the loop about that and that there will be more information to come. I just think it's so weird. It's been a week and they're saying they don't know what happened and she's been having all these problems, and I'm not trying to create any speculation, but I do want it to be known that she was having these issues with, and other creators are having these issues with their accounts as well.
So Miss Jennifer Lopez really can't catch a break from the drama. J-Lo has been going above and beyond to convince us all that she's just this crazy girl from the Bronx who made it in Hollywood through hard work alone. But you know, everybody's true colors are always going to show after a while.
I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. A crazy little girl who used to be wild and no limits, all dreams and shit.
J-Lo is a delusional chaos demon. At this point, I don't even believe she's from New York anymore, because what block are you from, J-Lo? Leave us alone, please.
Just a few weeks back, J-Lo was pulled into this whole mess surrounding her ex-boyfriend Diddy. And
rest in peace, Kylie Marissa. It's unfortunate. You think Jenny from the block had anything to do with it? I'm not sure. Yeah, shout outs to Nightmare Fuel for that one. That looked like something coming out of a portal at night at the beach.
You remember this guy who set himself in a blaze? Well, he passed away last night. Oh, and he was after these people. Oh, and by the way, he wrote this after he was set on a blaze and he was in the hospital. And then he ended up passing away that night. You know, where his LinkedIn profile was this image? But it's not only them, there's several names. And he was the only plaintiff. And look at those defendants' names right there. And look at the filing date. And now here's his mugshot. Here's what he was charged with on that date after he filed this. And if you want to see those papers and what else he wrote, we'll go to that website. Because he wrote a lot of stuff, including stuff about the Titan sub. And his first writing goes back to almost a year ago when this all started. So you tell me, who survived something like that just for enough time to write something, and then that night they passed away? Take care.
I did find that kind of odd. I was like, I mean, if he was in a burn unit, where you find time to type? Something so extensive. Rest in peace. But yeah, they go that photo with our ex-president. This is becoming a rabbit hole for real.
I've seen better fake burn victims on Grey's Anatomy. Now, obviously, I can't put the footage up, but it's all over X how they put him on the stretcher and wheeled him into the back of an ambulance. Someone who's fully engulfed in flames would have second and third degree burns, which means your skin's literally falling off. They picked him up by his forearms and his ankles and tossed him onto a stretcher. No backboard, no burn blanket, no IV, no airway, no oxygen. His arms were up when he was on the ground, and then when they put him on the stretcher, he moves his arms down. No burn blanket. If you work in healthcare, that should be flag number 1. So they wheel him across the square after strapping him down to the gurney with no covering, which would rip more skin off, FYI. And you can see that he doesn't lose any of his hair or his tidy whities, which is good since he's completely uncovered. He's gray. He's all one color. He's not even black. Can't see modeling, pink, nothing. Kind of like he's wearing a suit. And then they just roll him into the back of the rig like it's nothing.
There's a young man sitting on a bench. He had 2 big signs next to him. One said something about a Ponzi scheme, Substack.com, some address, and the other one said, it's not exact wording, Biden and Trump are in cahoots was the meaning of it, something about they're together and there's going to be a coup. There was the word coup on there. And he's just sitting quietly. There was a pack of flyers. I didn't get one. I was photographing the Trumpers. And then he got up. And I was on the far side, and he kind of walked, not towards me, but to the other side, and I thought, oh, those weren't his signs. He was just sitting there. I had just taken a picture of him, actually. He paused and looked at me, and I took the last picture of him. And then I didn't even realize what he was doing. I thought, actually, he took, it turned out to be, I guess, gasoline or some propellant, and doused himself. And my first thought was it was water, I didn't realize he was homeless. And then he flung all these flyers everywhere, and I realized that he had been with the signs. And then he yelled at me to get far away, run far away, and he took out his lighter.
He actually yelled at you, move back?
Yeah, no, he said run away. Yeah,
run away?
Yeah, get away. He didn't want me to get too, because I was, coming closer to him, and he told me to get away, and I didn't know what to do, and I just did. I didn't stop him.
Is that the only thing he said? Did he say...
Okay, this is getting weird. Lady thought he was a homeless victim. But this man had a master's degree. She make a good point. If it was that bad, I think you would see more burns and flesh peeling away. At least the hair would be singed like Mike Jack on a Pepsi commercial. Something. I know something ain't right.
I've been telling people that crypto is a fucking Ponzi. I've been saying it for a fucking long time. And I see all these dudes on here talking about crypto. And then the dude Max Aurelio, who self-immolated himself, had posted something talking about this, saying exactly what the fuck I've been saying. The crypto is a fucking Ponzi, and it's going to take the entire fucking stock market with it. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm not invested in crypto. And everyone's like, go buy crypto. No, it's not the answer. This is the scam, okay? It's a giant Ponzi scheme, and you guys are falling for it. And I've been saying this. We are about to get the shit hitting the fan here soon, and nobody seems to give a fuck. I'm telling you. Nobody understands what kind of financial fucking problems we're about to have here, and how bad this is going to affect us. How it's going to get bad, guys. Just please, for the love of God, please look this guy up and go to this website and read his stuff that he wrote. Please do it. When this crash comes, when the whole thing collapses, the whole financial system collapses, because this is what happens to Ponzi schemes. They become insolvent, which is where we're headed really quickly, okay? Once this happens, there's not going to be any dollars in the system. It's going to freeze up. You won't be able to pay your bills. There won't be any money in the fucking system. It's going to freeze up. And then they're going to start coming for your property, okay? Your rental house, your Airbnb, they're going to take that shit. The banks are going to take your property when you can't pay your bills, okay? When this freezes up, this is the plan. They want to seize all the assets. This is the plan, in case you guys don't get it. Of course, there's always 2A, but I doubt anybody has the balls to actually do anything and just talk about it. My guns fell in a boating accident. I'm so sick of this fucking country and the weak-ass individuals here. We need to do something. It's either we need to join up and figure out this financial problem and fix the dollar bill, or we're fucking screwed. I don't think you guys get it, how screwed we are. And everybody just, going about their day, just not paying attention to what's going on and just not realizing the financial fuckery that's been going on behind the scenes. And I've been saying the exact same thing this Max has been saying, that in 2019, right before COVID hit, there was a financial calamity that happened in our financial markets. Our GDP lowered beneath our national debt, so we owe more in interest than we make every year. Basically, in other words, we have no way of ever paying off the national debt. That happened right before COVID, and they masked it with the virus. So they're going to keep continuing to destroy our financial institutions and blame it on something else. Probably war, but this is the plan, guys. They're going to collapse everything. It's time to wake up. We aren't just conspiracy theorists just saying this. This isn't baseless shit. This is fact. You need to look this up. You need to wake the fuck up.
Yeah, it's time to wake the fuck up. I can't lie. Yo, this is getting creepy. You know? Like, who is this man? Mad Max. Right? You know, a lot of people lost a lot of money dealing with crypto. But the pamphlets, I wonder if anyone was able to snag one. Right? His manifesto. It's crazy. Well, there goes the website right there, so you can read it for yourself. Let me know what you find out.
Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. You've got nothing to lose.
Want to learn the biggest secret in the world? In March 2023, sketchy billionaire Peter Thiel started a bank run. I did 1,500 hours of research, and I learned all their rotten secrets. The big one is that cryptocurrency is history's first planetary, multi-trillion-dollar PONZI scheme. That's an economic doomsday device. And when that PONZI goes insolvent, as all PONZIs must, we'll get the worst economic collapse in world history. And every powerful person you can think of is in on it. Want to know why everything gets worse and more expensive? That's because we live in a secret kleptocracy. That's when the government gets taken over by con artists whose only job is to steal from the public. And I hope you know this is wonderful news, because now that the public knows about the secret kleptocracy, they get to abolish their criminal government. Follow for more, or read this booklet, and you will.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this dude give me Dark Knight vibes. Like one of the Joker's henchmen or something. Like, you know, I get it. You know, rest in peace, of course. But it's like, it just seems very crazy. Like, very crazy. So, be safe out there, you know, protect yourself at all times. You know, read about it or whatever. But yo, this is getting deep.
Alright, y'all. I'm almost done downloading all of these. I have gotten all of his Ponzi papers and his manifesto, everything that he's got out there. I can already see some of them coming down, or the link's not working. So, like I said, I will post a link to all the downloads when I'm done and I've got them compiled. But I'm just gonna let y'all know, this is a hot spot of deliciousness. If you're a conspiracy theorist, like, OMFG, this shit reads like, I mean, it got saying, like, this is some really insane stuff. Also, I know absolute fuck all about Ponzi schemes, so if anybody's reading this and they're like, man, this is legit, because we all know that whether it's true or not, the government and the media will paint him as a complete psychopath. Apparently he went to Rutgers and UNC and has like extensive networking in all of these Ivy League colleges. So he's citing Stanford and NYU as being a part of all of this. It's really wild, really wild. So I would say this. If you are still a sleeping person, if you're somebody who's like in a, you know, like white American Christian box and you just get up and do your little work, you're gonna call them crazy, and I don't care to hear from you. Like, you guys call everybody crazy. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, if you're somebody who deep dives into the CIA files and all the hidden history, and this is your jam, if you're autistic and this is your special interest, hit me up. I am dying to hear what you think about this, please.
Shout out to Mama Fawkes, Fawkes. She went and got the manifesto. She see what it's all about. It's definitely a rabbit hole. A lot might want to start jumping down. I think I'm one of them, y'all.
For those who are worried about the papers being taken down, rightfully so, they exist on the Wayback Machine. Still, I would recommend downloading them. I would recommend downloading a local backup of the specific subdomain of this particular Substack group. If it gets shut down, it will still temporarily exist in some way, shape, or form on Wayback, but there are local options you should be taking to archive this type of data. I will be doing so later today.
You guys hear about the guy that set himself on fire outside of Trump's hearing today? In case you didn't, I know there's been some censoring of this story going around, but basically this guy wrote out this manifesto where he basically proclaimed that we are all the victims of an elaborate totalitarian con, and that our government, as well as our allies, are about to strike the world with an apocalyptic fascist world coup. And of course, a majority of these major news networks are all just saying that this guy was nothing more than some psychotic, homeless, conspiracy theorist, crazy person. But it really has me wondering about the state of the world. Like, does anyone else find it as depressing as I do that we have so many crazy, cool things happening in our world? The rate at which technology is advancing, the amount of togetherness and unity between people, it feels like millennials and Gen Zs have grown up to really make great efforts into making this world a really cool and fun place to live. And yet every day we keep turning on the news to hear about how the previous generations keep fucking shit up for us. Like, think about it. This guy who set himself on fire and released this manifesto proclaimed to be an investigative researcher. So just imagine if there's any truth to what he was saying. Maybe he stumbled upon some terrifying information of what's to come of us and the world and did what he did today as this sort of warning and ultimate protest to wake people up. I mean, why is it that these secret society people, the people who are behind closed doors at these evil and even satanic rituals, the people who are actually the puppet masters behind every political world leader, in other words, a bunch of old twisted psychopaths, are so hell-bent on creating chaos and the end of our world? Talk to any millennial or Gen Z. They will be the first group of people to say, dude, stop fighting. We don't want to be a part of any of your wars. We don't want to be part of these constant political divisions and issues. We're literally just out here trying to live our best lives and vibe. Like, imagine, if you will, if the millennials and Gen Zs can just hold out a little while longer until the last greatest generation and baby boomer is no longer in any type of government or political position. Could you imagine how better our world would actually be? Israel just sent retaliation missiles, war and unrest in the Middle East, famine, financial instability, homelessness, and people on the street. This is all a direct result of the actions of our previous generations. And yet here we are as millennials and Gen Zs paying the price for it. Every time we take 2 steps forward, some older generation has to ruin it somehow. This app is a perfect example of that. We have an app that allows us to be creative, be funny, be ourselves, share information with each other, talk to each other, be united through social media in a way that's never been done before, and yet the older generation wants to take that away. Our generation is out here crushing it with innovative ideas, technological breakthroughs, life advancements, ideas that increase our quality of life, or even just silly things that we like to do for fun. And yet we have people who are setting themselves on fire because they're trying to warn us of this impending world-ending finale that's coming. Why would it be so hard for our generation to be the ones who have the say now? One of the things I love most about millennials and Gen Z is our willingness to keep the spirit of who we were as kids into our adulthoods. We have bars that are themed after our favorite childhood movies. We wear things like Crocs just because. We're out here making money and a living by making content for social media platforms instead of falling into the trap of the miserable yet traditional 9-to-5 life. We're coming out with crazy new ideas that are bringing people together and creating happiness. And yet these psycho weirdos weirdos who are behind closed doors are so obsessed with power and control, they have people out here setting themselves on fire to warn this about them. It's so frustrating. Our generations have the ability to take our world into the most optimistic, war-free, stress-relieving, fun and harmonious future we could ever dream of, but we're all still at the mercy of the few old fart elites who just won't freaking die already. I want to be optimistic for our future. I dream of the world that we have the ability to create for our kids and our grandkids. I just hope we can make it long enough for us to get there. I want to believe that, but it's just so hard to be optimistic about it.
Shout outs to Raw Critics. RAWCRITIX. He makes a great point. You know, some people don't want to deal with this, crap. What's going on? I get it. I feel like the old heads are always taking it away. Totally get it. So yeah, I agree with him. But that man Max Azzarello, he had a master's degree. Doesn't make any excuse to light yourself on fire. I'm just saying this man wasn't dumb.
Yes, I did read Max Azzarello's Ponzi papers, and they gave me a lot of food for thought. First, I want to say rest in peace. The second thing I want to say is that there are people that are discrediting him as just somebody with mental health issues. And I want to remind folks that two things can exist at the same time. Somebody can be struggling with real significant mental health issues. They can also write and research things that have some relevance. And so when I looked at his Substack, that's the lens I chose to look at it through. I think the Substack that intrigued me the most was the Rob Lowe tape story from the 80s. And here he evokes Epstein's name. He's not talking about Epstein directly, but what he's talking about is the playbook that has been in existence before we ever knew Epstein ever existed. And look, I'm Gen X, so I remember this story going down, but I was too young to really put it all together in my head. That this all went down around the Democratic National Convention. And he brings up a really great point about Bill Clinton basically dissing Michael Dukakis during this time period and really kind of swaying support behind George H. Bush. So that sort of just lends to, again, I'm doing this series about the 70s, about stuff that was happening there, links, and now we're getting into some 80s. And of course, you guys know I cover the Epstein scandal in great detail. I'm just saying, this guy, there was some stuff he was onto.
Yeah, that's the Manifesto from Max Azzarello. If you try to look for it and it's not there, you can always look at it here. I chose not to read it out loud. You already know why. But in short, it's like he had a thesis based off of entertainment. The Simpsons, Stanley Kubrick, right? And he loved the word revolution. So take your time, play it back, but at least you can read it for yourself. That's what matters most.
I think there's life becoming multiplanetary, and there's artificial intelligence being smarter than the smartest human. At which point, perhaps any invention is possible. But there's always a small chance that AI will kill us all.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. I think what's important in training AI, in growing an AI, is to make sure that it is as truthful as possible and maximally curious. Because I think if that's true, then I think it'll probably foster humanity. But it's very important that it trained to be honest, even if that truth is unpopular. Like I have what I call perhaps the Galileo test. So when Galileo built a telescope and looked at the moons of Jupiter and said he thinks probably Earth revolves around the sun, he was branded a heretic and was forced to recant or be executed. And if you trained an AI at the time, it would have said that the sun revolves around the Earth, because that's what everybody thought. And even if it concluded that that's actually not true, if it was concerned about the truth, it wouldn't actually say the truth. So it needs to say the truth and know the truth, even if the truth is unpopular, which no AI can do yet.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you haven't already, please take a second just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. That's what we're gonna do. That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Until next time.